Yahoo is also on 7-2. Rustafage is on 4-1 and has just gone to 7-2, shaved off half a point. Dixon House 14s from 12s, and Mount Parson is 16-1.
And with Peter Scudamore, who traditionally jumps off in the lead on Rustafage. Rustafage taking him along in the Peter Marsh in the earlier stages from Mount Parson, Yahoo on the inner, Nick the Brief on the outer, and behind them Dixon House, and quite close to the lead in the early stages, closer than he usually is at this point, is Bishop's Yarn. Rustafage from Mount Parson. Quite a long run to the first of the 18 fences. Rustafage, Mount Parson, and Nick the Brief a clear third now. Dixon House and Yahoo next, and then Bishop's Yarn. All safely over the first, though Yahoo just nodded a little bit over it. Rustafage, Mount Parson, and Nick the Brief at the second. Jumping fast there. Mount Parson right up with the lead now. Nick the Brief and Rustafage as they jump the third. As they race to the next, Mount Parson, the chestnut towards the right, Rustafage towards the left is Nick the Brief, then Dixon House, Bishop's Yarn, and Yahoo. Coming to the first of the ditches, Mount Parson, Rustafage, Nick the Brief, and then Bishop's Yarn in fourth, 5 Yahoo, Dixon House just out of picture at the moment. Rustafage on the inside of Mount Parson, then Nick the Brief, Bishop's Yarn, and Yahoo. Now turning into the home stretch, Mount Parson on the near side. Dixon House has gone. There he is. And Mount Parson on the left of the picture. Over on the far side is Rustafage, then Nick the Brief, last year's winner Bishop's Yarn, and Yahoo. Rustafage from Mount Parson, Nick the Brief. Once again, Yahoo not absolutely foot perfect at that one. Rustafage to the right, Mount Parson to the left, Nick the Brief, the light colours, Bishop's Yarn over on the far side, and Yahoo. Coming down to another ditch now, number 9, Rustafage on the far side, Mount Parson on the near side. Over this ditch, Nick the Brief third, 4 is Bishop's Yarn, and 5 Yahoo as they come to the water. For the only time, of course, Rustafage on the far side of Mount Parson. Jump it together, Nick the Brief third, 4 Bishop's Yarn, and 5 Yahoo. So they set out over on the far side now with Peter Scudamore on Rustafage and Graham Bradley on Mount Parson. Pretty well stride for stride here from Nick the Brief, Martin Lynch. A little gap then to Yahoo and Bishop's Yarn. Rustafage as they come to number 11 of the 18 fences from Mount Parson and Nick the Brief. Fast jump by Nick the Brief there, who outjumps Mount Parson, goes up almost to join Rustafage. Bishop's Yarn improving on the inside. This is the 12th. Nick the Brief lands in the lead there from Rustafage, who doesn't jump that well. Bishop's Yarn is getting closer. Yahoo 2. Mount Parson's dropped back to last of the 5 who are left in it as they come to the next. Nick the Brief going to land in the lead. Nick the Brief lands in the lead from Rustafage and Bishop's Yarn, then Yahoo, and then Mount Parson. 5 from home. Nick the Brief traveling strongly towards the right of the picture. Rustafage jumps it second. Yahoo and Bishop's Yarn next, and then Mount Parson. Now this is the final ditch. 4 from home. Nick the Brief from Bishop's Yarn and Rouge de Farge, who's tiring. Yahoo, and very tired there, Mount Parson, some way behind the remaining quartet now as the leaders race towards the home turn. And there Nick the Brief, the renewedly challenging Rouge de Farge. Then Bishop's Yarn, then Yahoo, and in this tiring ground, Martin Lynch with a 2-length advantage over Rouge de Farge. Still travelling well is Bishop's Yarn, then Yahoo, then Mount Parson, as they turn into the home straight now with 3 fences left to jump in the Peter Marsh. Nick the Brief is the leader. Nick the Brief jumps the third last ahead of Rouge de Farge. Bishop's Yarn still getting closer all the time. Yahoo towards the left of the picture. Coming down now towards the second last. Bishop's Yarn, last year's winner, travelling very sweetly now. Rouge de Farge over on the far side. Towards the far left, Yahoo. Nick the Brief still in contention over this one. Nick the Brief and Bishop's Yarn racing now to the final fence. Nick the Brief under pressure. Bishop's Yarn and Richard Guest travelling sweetly up sides, and Richard Guest looking poised to win this for the second year in succession. Bishop's Yarn comes to it, upsides Nick the Brief. Nick the Brief nearly goes there, Bishop's Yarn, but he recovers brilliantly. Bishop's Yarn from Nick the Brief under pressure. Bishop's Yarn being shaken up and quickening now. Bishop's Yarn under pressure though from Nick the Brief in second as they race up towards the line. Bishop's Yarn on the far side, Nick the Brief on the near side. Nick the Brief is fighting back as they come to the line. Nick the Brief fighting back on the near side, on the far side. Bishop's Yarn, it's going to be close. Nick the Brief is just going to win it up the line. Nick the Brief has won it. Second was Bishop's Yarn, third Yahoo, fourth Rouge de Farge, and 5 Mount Parson. And so the result: first, number 5, Nick the Brief, owned and trained by Mr. John Upson, trained by Martin Lynch, ridden by Martin Lynch, and second was number 3, Bishop's Yarn, owned by British Thoroughbred Racing and Breeding PLC, trained by Toby Balding and ridden by Richard Guest, and third was number 1, Yahoo, owned by Mr. Alan Parker, trained by John Edwards and ridden by Tom Morgan. Fourth was number 2, Rouge de Farge.
Second, number 3, Bishop's Yarn, 7-2. And third, number 1, Yahoo, 4-1. There were 6 runners.